I want to give a special shout out to all my patrons first. Thank you so much to my Bibliospren, Bibliohowlers, and my Bibliomancers. It means a lot to me that you give me your extra support for my passion and hobby. Hi everyone, we're entering the second half of the year soon, so today's video will be about all the books that I want to read in the month of July. Honestly, in the month of June, I wasn't able to read all the books that I want to read. I think I was just too ambitious and life was just incredibly busy. I will be talking about all the books that I managed to finish this month in my June wrap-up video next week. But this is just to let you know this is precisely the reason why you will see pretty much half of the books that I want to read in the month of June appearing once more in the month of July. So yeah, let's get started. The first book that I want to read, of course, will have to be the Third Secret Project novel by Brandon Sanderson. Just in case some of you consider a title as a spoiler, I will not be mentioning the title here, but I will be mentioning the title in my book review of the Third Secret Project novel by Brandon Sanderson. Look, here's the thing, I never consider title as a spoiler, and also, this is my most anticipated Secret Project novel. Out of all the four books, out of all the four Secret Project novels, this is the one that I'm most excited about. Not only because of the content of the book and also the inspiration behind the creation of the novel, but also because this one has the interior artwork and cover art done by Alia Chen, one of the greatest artists I've known, and I'm really excited to see what she will pour into this book. Plus, unlike the second Secret Project novel, this is once again taking place in the Cosmere universe by Brandon Sanderson. So yeah, I am pretty much super excited about this one. This will be the first book that I read in the month of July. I think the ebook will be sent the day after tomorrow on the 1st of July. And yes, I'll be starting immediately. And after that, due to some mixed up on schedule, some of you have reminded me about this on my June TBR video. So apparently Waybound, the 12th and the final book in the Cradle series by Will White, is out now. I don't know why I really thought this book would be released in the month of July instead of June. I wasn't able to fit Waybound into my reading schedule this month, but I will be reading this one next month for sure. I'm looking forward to finding out how the series will conclude. The 11th book in the series was one of the, well, I think this is an unpopular opinion, but I consider the 11th book of the series, the penultimate installment, a bit of a disappointment, and many people love that book. So hopefully this one, the final book in the series, Waybound, which I think so far has gained many positive reception, hopefully I will agree with them and I will be satisfied with this concluding installment. Once I'm done with Waybound, I will be reading Ashura Hadon by Michael J. Sullivan. This is the third book in the Rise and Fall trilogy. This will conclude the bridge series from the Legends of the First Empire to the Rhyria books. So yeah, this will be the 19th. I think this will be the 19th book by Michael J. Sullivan that I read, and I'm very excited about this. I got the advanced reading copy already. I do not think I can wait for the physical copy to arrive to my place. I need to read this one. The Rise and Fall trilogy is one of my priority series that I want to start and finish this year, and yeah, I think I will be done with this one by next month. I'm pretty excited about this, not gonna lie. Ashura Hadon is a very important name in the Rhyria books, and I think if you have read the Rhyria Revelations and also the Rhyria Chronicles, you will know why the name Ashura Hadon and the title of the book is incredibly important here. And I think this might become the best book in the Rise and Fall trilogy. Fairy Lane was already super good, and I'll be talking about that in my June wrap-up video. So Waybound will conclude Cradle series, and then Ashura Hadon will conclude the Rise and Fall trilogy. Well, the next one is again another concluding installment, and this is Mother of Learning Arc 4 by Domagoj, Kurmaic, or Nobody 103. Yes, this will be the fourth and final volume in the Mother of Learning series, and this was supposed to be in this month's TBR pile for me, but again, life was too busy. I wasn't able to fit this into my schedule, and I'm super excited about this. I have enjoyed my time so much reading the first 3 volumes of Mother of Learning, and I think based on the reception so far, many fans of the series agreed that this is the best volume of the entire series. It is always kind of hard to judge the quality of each novel here because, well, Mother of Learning was originally a web novel, and so this is one web novel, one series of web novel divided into 4 volumes of novels published by Raidmark Creative. So when I'm analyzing and also reviewing each book in the series, it's kind of difficult because, well, originally this was always always intended to be one long sequence of story instead of being divided into 4 volumes. But yeah, I'm so pumped about this. I will definitely make sure to read this one next month because I want to be done with Mother of Learning, and then I will tackle another web novel series. Probably not immediately, but soon. I'm thinking probably Worm by Wild Bow. The next book that I want to read is a massive one, and this will probably be the reason why I won't be able to finish all the books that I want to read next month. So this is, again, another concluding installment, and this is for Conclusion to Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn Trilogy by Ted Williams. I'm talking about The Green Angel Tower. Yes, this book, it is 520,000 words long, so this, when I finish this, it will become the biggest single volume of a book that I have ever read once I finish this one. And yes, I really want to finish it. I really love the Dragonbone Chair. I do not think the Stone of Farewell was as good as the Dragonbone Chair. Again, I will be talking about that in my June wrap-up video. But I am so looking forward to reading The Green Angel Tower. Many of you fans of Ted Williams and also Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn Trilogy have convinced and also said to me that all of you, love The Green Angel Tower the most in the Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn Trilogy. And considering how much I love the Dragonbone Chair already, well, that's very hopeful for me. Can't deny that I'm a bit intimidated by the huge word count of the book. I mean, 520,000 words long is bigger than any book in the Stormlight Archive or any book by George R.R. Martin. It is a massive one, but I'm very excited about it. I will be reading this next month for sure. Whether I will be able to finish it next month, that's another story, but I will start The Green Angel Tower next month. I still have probably 2 or 3 books that I plan to read in the month of July. Again, just because I include these books in my TBR pile, in my monthly TBR pile, doesn't mean I will succeed at getting through to all of them within that particular month. But these are the probable books that I want to read next month. So the next one is, again, another priority book, and this is, assuming that the advanced reading copy came through next month, I'm talking about the next and the newest book by M.L. Wang, the author behind The Sword of Kaigen. And yes, I'm talking about Blood Over Bright Haven. This is a standalone adult fantasy, I think dark academia novel inspired by Full Metal Alchemist anime or manga. And well, I think many of you know how much I love The Sword of Kaigen already, and just consider if this advanced reading copy came through, and yeah, the book is being released next month anyway, at the end of next month. But if the advanced reading copy came through, let's say a few weeks ahead of the release date of Blood Over Bright Haven, I will be starting it immediately, no question. I was one of the first reviewers for The Sword of Kaigen, and I'm still really glad I took a chance upon that book back when no one has read or reviewed The Sword of Kaigen. And now I think the name M.L. Wang has become quite relatively popular, and I'm very happy for M.L. Wang. And yes, I want to read this as soon as possible. Hopefully this standalone novel will be as good as The Sword of Kaigen again, which I consider to be a masterpiece in fantasy. And speaking of advanced reading copy, the next book that I want to read is a reread of Beyond Redemption by Michael R. Fletcher. So Beyond Redemption, just like the other books I mentioned in today's video, some of the other books I mentioned in today's video, Beyond Redemption was in my June TBR pile, but again, I couldn't fit this into my schedule. But if I'm not mistaken, Michael Fletcher has mentioned that A War to End All, the third and final Manifest Delusion novel, the advanced reading copy for it will be ready in the month of July. So I think I will be a bit late to get around to that one, but I want to start doing my second read of Manifest Delusion next month, starting from Beyond Redemption, and then the second book, Mirror's Truth, probably in the month of August, and of course reading the A War to End All in the month of August or September. Very pumped and excited about this. I mean, Manifest Delusions is one of my favorite grimdark fantasy series. So yeah, looking forward to reading Beyond Redemption again. And finally, the last novel that I want to read in the month of July is a reread, and it is Dark Age by Pierce Brown. This is the 5th book in the Red Rising saga series, and yeah, it is a chunky one. It's about 800 pages long, And this is not the only book that by Pierce Brown that I want to read next month. If possible, I also want to read, of course, one of my most anticipated novel of the year, Lightbringer, the sixth book in the series. The sixth book and the penultimate installment in the Red Rising saga is also slated to be released at the end of July. But I don't know whether I will have the time for it, and also, honestly speaking, I'm waiting for my physical copy of Lightbringer to arrive before I dive into Lightbringer. I mean, there's no rush, right? I do not need to be the first one to read and review Lightbringer, especially when the seventh and the final book of the series, there is no release date for that one yet, Red God. The title of the seventh and the final book is Red God, and there is no release date for Red God yet. And for those of you who are asking me about when I will start reading Sun Eater by Christopher Rocchio, well, the answer to that is simple. Once I'm done with Lightbringer by Pierce Brown, I will start reading the Sun Eater series. Sun Eater is one of my most anticipated read of this year. I do not think I can wait until next year. I mean, I've been postponing reading Sun Eater for quite a while now, and once I'm done, once I'm caught up with the Red Rising saga by Pierce Brown, I will definitely start reading the next big space opera and science fiction series I want to tackle, the Sun Eater series by Christopher Rocchio. But before that, I look forward to doing a second read of Dark Age, and on my first read of Dark Age, I consider this, again, an unpopular opinion, I consider this to be the weakest book of the entire series, but I think on reread, I think this one has the potential to become one of my favorite in the entire series. Let's see whether that will come true or not. So that's pretty much all the novels that I want to read next month. If I'm talking about manga, then there's only one manga series that I want to tackle next month, and that is to do a second read of Monster by Naoki Urasawa. I think some of you might have realized or seen that I've been doing a bit of a collaboration with Murphy and also Philip Chase about discussion per volume for Monsters. Well, I have only done one discussion on the first volumes, but I plan to catch up to them soon. Other than that, I'm still not sure which manga or manhwa I will tackle next month. So yeah, that's pretty much all the novels and manga series that I want to read in the month of July. Again, this is a very ambitious reading month, and I'm not sure whether I will be able to read all of them. I'm into Green Angel Tower alone is the size of 3 or 4 novels, 4 fantasy novels. So yeah, do let me know what you think about my TBR pile next month, and of course, do tell me which books do you plan to read in the month of July. As always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your support. Bye bye. Lastly, I want to say thank you so much once again to all my patrons who keep on supporting me.